Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's the Demon Gamer here. Today we're going to be going over the 3 must-know tips for new players. These are tips that the game does not do a great job of disclosing, so we're going to go over them. In particular, we're going to go over the gun upgrades, the equipment and the different types of equipment and the uses, and then we're going to go over the squad upgrade system and how to best use the system to your advantage. So stay tuned and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to go over for new players is going to be the gun upgrade system. So if you go into Enlisted and you look at your weapons, really the game does not do a good job of showing you exactly what or how to use this system. So if I click on this PPD right here, you'll see that it has stars next to it. These stars tell you the level of the weapon, and depending on the type of squad you can have levels 1 through 4 for these weapons. So for example, if you have a medic squad in Stalingrad, you can get this weapon all the way up to level 4 through the squad upgrade system. If you have a regular squad, then this weapon I believe is capped at level 2. So depending on the squad, you can upgrade these weapons. And something I really didn't know about the game, and this was until I had put in like maybe 30-40 hours into the game, is that these upgrades give you the below modifiers right here, right? So for example, you get lower reload time. As you can see here, when you get 3 stars, you get a new recoil spring, you get a high rate of fire, less recoil, and then when you get 4 stars, you get some really serious upgrades. So for example, hit power plus 20%, so basically plus 20% damage, and shot deviation minus 15%. So basically, you want to upgrade these weapons as much as you can. You get some really great modifiers for them. How you upgrade the weapons, basically if you click on the upgrade here, it's going to ask you if you want to use these bronze weapon battle loaders to upgrade them, and you earn these naturally through gameplay. You know, you're going to get a ton of them over time, and what you do is if you just click use, it'll upgrade it to the next star setting for the weapon, right? So here you'll see we have a 3-star weapon, and because we upgraded it, you'll see that these upgrades have been added to the weapon to give us, you know, better rate of fire and less recoil. So that's kind of the weapon upgrade system. Again, the game doesn't do a good job of describing it, but I thought I'd put that in this tutorial. So the next category we're going to go over are the squad upgrade systems. So if we go and we click on this 3rd tab over here in the main menu, we'll see that every squad has an upgrade system in a tab. And in this upgrade system, it basically allows you to customize the squad to what you want. So for example, here I have a rifleman squad. You'll see that I'll start naturally with basically just like an XP upgrade, right? And then from there I can choose the branch that I want to go into. It's willing to note, or it's good to note, that basically not all of these you have to choose between. Sometimes you can just upgrade them all, but for example, if I wanted to add a specialist to this squad, then I have to choose between either adding, in this case, a medic, an engineer, or a radio operator. So I have to choose, and once I choose, these are blocked off. Now, there are ways to actually unblock these. So for example, if you get a squad change order, then you could actually change what specialists you have in this squad. But I would recommend definitely taking your time and choosing wisely. What I typically like to do when I upgrade my squads and build my squads is I like to have a little bit of everything in each squad. So for example, this is a rifleman squad that has 5 riflemen in it. So if I'm going to add a 6th guy, right, I'm going to add basically a medic to that squad, right? So that basically I can have someone with an SMG. I can use that squad for close quarters or far range combat. One other thing I'll also add to my squads, and in this case you'll see I've already done it, is I'll add an engineer. I want every squad to have the ability to put down rally points and basically support the offensive. And if I have the option, I will add a sniper as well, because the sniper really gives you that reach. I think if you're going to upgrade squads, you know, sniper is definitely in the top 3. And basically if you look here, you know, again, I think these are the 3 most important upgrades for squads, which is adding a submachine gunner, or in Stalingrad a medic, an engineer, and then adding a sniper. Radio operator, you can kind of do without, to be honest. It's helpful in some squads, but I would say it's not really a priority. Machine gunner is cool to have, and you know, you can, in this case, you can have all of these, including machine gunner. And an AT gunner with AT grenades, I'm not really sure how helpful it is. I personally don't use them, but if you want to have good AT capability, then you can have an AT gunner. So again, you can fully customize your squads. Also, different squads have different caps. So for example, rifleman squad will have 7 guys in it, versus an engineering squad will have a maximum of 5 guys. So as you can see, if we go to the engineering squad, you'll see that the upgrades are different. And you know, it's because an engineering squad, if you look, they have the ability to build like AA guns. They can add more engineers. They can build an AT gun. They can build an ampulate position over here. You have many more options with an engineering squad, and if we go to like the medic squad, you'll just see that they have maybe less options, because in this case you're just adding kind of more troops to the squad. So that's kind of an overview of the squad upgrade system. Again, just choose wisely. You gain these upgrade points over just by playing with the squad, but you want to choose wisely in this case. Also, we're going to talk about the personnel upgrades as well. So if you go here, you can upgrade your engineers to different ranks, and these ranks will basically allow them to get more perks, right? So an engineer of rank 2 will have a second perk, and the more ranks you get, the more perks you have. And just going through here, you can see that it'll give you more, you know, a faster rate of experience, higher ranks. You can even unlock a sidearm slot. I personally don't use a sidearm slot because it's pretty useless, to be honest. You'd rather have more ammo for the primary than have a pistol. Over here, as you can see, just going down the list, you'll see that basically, you know, again, you can just upgrade these things. Another one very important upgrade you're going to have is this backpack upgrade. So you're going to basically, with this backpack upgrade, it allows you to carry either more ammunition, more supplies, more equipment. It's very critical that you get this upgrade. Especially, you know, again, in the later game when people in the campaign have a lot of stuff, you're going to want to have that extra equipment on you in the backpack. So definitely, if you're going to go for upgrades in this system, I would definitely go straight down the list and get to this backpack upgrade, because it's going to really make your squad more effective. Alright, so we're going to go into the workshop upgrade. So these here are basically your weapon upgrades for each squad. So if you look at the different types of squads, and we're just going to scroll through them, you'll see that they have different rifles they can upgrade. Every squad has a specialist rifle or two. So in this case, right, they have the Mosin M91. Here they have the Winchester M1895, and then here they have the PPD. So again, you'll see that the squads have different things they can upgrade, right? They also have the shotgun too. Again, some squads will have 2, some squads will have 1. In this case, it'll basically, these upgrades do 2 things. One is that they make your weapons basically cheaper to modify and upgrade and cheaper to sell. And then you get more money for the sale. And then 2, basically what these upgrades do is that they allow you to get more stars in your weapon. So as we talked about in the upgrades, again, it allows you to get up to that full 4 stars in the upgrade, so that you can basically get the full potential out of the weapon, right? So these are pretty important. I would say, like, out of all the upgrades, maybe save these for last, however, because some of these personal upgrades, for example, like the backpack slot, here you have, you know, the specialist troops that you can add here, the AA gun station. These are absolutely more powerful than just individual weapon upgrades. So again, these workshop upgrades are pretty important, but maybe save them until the end. Alright, so we're going to go into our last category, and that's equipment. So for equipment, this is something that I played maybe 10 hours into the game without even looking at, to be honest, just because your soldiers already come with some equipment. But I thought we'd just go through all the current equipment and just kind of see like what they do and what you should be putting on your soldiers. So here, as you can see, again, with a lot of things, you have to unlock the equipment over time. So some of these things down here will take longer to unlock, so keep that in mind. So let's get going. So first is the med kit. The med kit itself basically is one of the most important pieces of equipment. Your soldiers should already come with a med kit, but if they don't, you basically need it so that if you do go down or you're injured, you can just use the med kit to patch yourself up. So this is extremely important in terms of having every troop equipped with a med kit. Again, you can take these off certain troops and put them on other ones, but every troop should already have one. If they don't, make sure to buy one. Tools. These tools are basically for the engineers. Basically, what these tools do is they allow them to build different structures with the engineer. So they allow you to build those AA guns. They allow you to build certain other things with the engineer, and they're very important to have if you're using a lot of engineers. The axe itself, this is basically just a melee weapon. This basically improves your melee a little bit and is useful in that sense. I'm not sure if it's a throwing axe because I actually have never bought the axe itself, but it could also be a throwing axe itself, so that's nice. Small backpack. This is pretty important. This allows you to carry, I believe, double the equipment, and is pretty important in terms of if you want to carry, you know, more grenades or more other equipment. or sorry, more equipment, not really grenades. So like mines, stuff like that. Grenade pouch here, basically this is the extra grenade. So you get double the grenades. If you have one grenade, you're gonna get two after the fact. Pretty important in terms of you know, especially if you're using assaulter classes, to have extra grenades. Small ammo pouch. This is probably one of my favorite ones, the small and large ammo pouch. I constantly find myself running out of ammo just because of how, you know, long you stay alive. If you're using a weapon with a high rate of fire like the PPD, then basically that'll drain ammo really quickly, and this gives you an extra mag of ammo, and really for me, I find that makes a huge difference in terms of how long I can stay alive and how much damage I can do. Molotov cocktail is pretty self-explanatory, a good area denial weapon, and pretty useful. F1 grenade, this is like the infantry grenade, so again, like a regular grenade you can throw at people, pretty useful. TNT charge, these are I believe something that there was introduced in Stalingrad. These I actually don't really like that much. These you can basically stick on a tank and one hit it, but you know, I feel like they're actually not that useful, because to get that close to a tank, you're basically going to get you know, shot anyway. So these are not that useful. I think a lot of troops actually come with them, but I'd probably just leave them alone. Explosive packs, now these are good. These are basically anti-tank grenades and just a large explosion grenade in general. They don't have a good throw distance, but they're extremely useful for you know, blowing up tanks and doing a lot of damage to vehicles. Here you have the shovel, which is an entrenchment tool, binoculars to see further, flask. I've actually never bought a flask, but I'm sure it could possibly give you extra health, I'm thinking, but I'm not really, you know, sure about that. Smoke grenade, anti-tank mine, self-explanatory. Anti-personnel mine, again self-explanatory. Large backpack, really helpful for extra equipment. Large grenade pouch and large ammo pouch. So that's basically a rundown of all the equipment. Again, as a new player, you may get confused seeing all this equipment. If you are a new player, I would really just stick to maybe the small ammo pouch. Make sure you have your med kit and your tools, and then buy explosive packs for every troop. If you have grenades equipped, I would just swap them with explosive packs, because I find these are actually a lot more helpful in battle. So that was basically a rundown of equipment, and that's it for this section. So we've gone through all the must-know tips for new players. We've gone through upgrades in terms of your squads, equipment, and the squad upgrade system. Again, for more enlisted tutorials, new player guides, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.